Good morning, I'm Rick Williams. Welcome to Delaware Perspective. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Welcome to the show. We're going to start by talking about Wilmington's annual Heart Walk, which is coming up in September. The walk, of course, is a big fundraiser, but also a chance to educate the public, remind everyone to pay more attention to their heart health. And, of course, Bill Foley is with me this morning. He is living proof that heart issues can catch you by surprise. Also with me is Jill Halverson, who is the Wilmington Heart Walk director. Thanks for being with us. Bill, let me start with you first, because, again, you are living proof that someone who is healthy, who runs, can also have a heart issue. So talk a little bit about what happened with you, 7 years ago, was it?
Exactly. I am a survivor of cardiovascular disease, and as you can imagine, I'm very passionate about this cause. Actually, just by way of background, I was a competitive distance runner in college and beyond. Matter of fact, I ran numerous Boston marathons. I actually had a time of 2 hours and 27 minutes for the marathon and 4:10 for the mile. Although time had passed since, when I got involved with this heart disease, I was living a pretty healthy lifestyle in terms of exercise, and diet,
daily
and diet. So, needless to say, this was a big surprise for me.
So, the surprise was discovered a leaky aorta.
A leaky aortic valve. I went for my annual physical, and during that physical, they heard a heart murmur, and that later was confirmed to be a leaking aortic valve. And it was leaking pretty badly. Matter of fact, 2 weeks later, I was in open heart surgery to have that aortic valve replaced.
That was 2007. You were 48 years old then.
48 years old.
And now you've resumed a healthy lifestyle. You're back to exercising. You look great. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. And the surgery went fantastic and the recovery went well. But a couple things that I gathered from that experience was, number one, I was fortunate, but there are a lot of unhealthy people out there, very sick people. And it can happen to anybody. It happened to me. So those are a couple of things I took away from that, and that's really kind of why I've gotten involved with the American Heart Association.
And Jill, when you hear stories like this, with the Heart Walk coming up, what is the message that people who are watching, or people who maybe don't necessarily take their own health maybe they take it for granted, but what is the message when you see cases like Bill?
I think it's really encouraging people to find the reason why they participate in events like the Heart Walk. So whether it is for their own health, for finding out how their health is, for honoring someone who's either passed away from cardiovascular disease or stroke, but it's really finding out what drives you to participate in an event like this, and really taking initiative to be an advocate for your own health.
Now, the event is September 12th at Bellevue State Park. Now, can people register online if they want to participate, or they still?
Yes, absolutely. So registration's free for all participants. They can visit our website. We have around 2,500 people come out the day, companies, individuals, and it's very family-friendly, pet-friendly. So we encourage people to take 30 minutes out of their day and walk to start that healthy approach.
And the whole idea of walking is one of the key ways of staying in shape, one of the key ways of exercising. And I guess that's the bottom line for the Heart Walk, is to get you in the habit of just walking every day, even if it's just, at lunchtime or something like that, right?
Absolutely. 30 minutes a day really can lead you on that path for great cardiovascular health.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, have you participated in the walk, or will this be your first one?
This will be my second walk.
Okay.
I joined the board 18 months ago, and this year I am the chair of the Wilmington Heart Walk, and very proud of that. We've been able to accomplish a lot in terms of raising money for cardiovascular disease.
Why do you think it's important for people to come out? We talked about businesses being there, but people, bringing their children, parents bringing their children, families. Why is it important to make a strong showing on September 12th?
Well, when you take a look at cardiovascular disease, the statistics are alarming and, quite frankly, unacceptable. Every day, there are 2,500 heart attacks and 2,100 strokes a day, and half the people don't make it. So we need to make an improvement, and this is just an awareness. And the funds that are raised in this walk go to research and development and programs to help fight heart disease.
Wow. In fact, the American Heart Association, they're trying to reach a goal by 2020, right, to improve the cardiovascular health of all Americans by 20%. Is that realistic, do you think, Jill? Is that a realistic
It is,
goal?
and we are making great strides. Right now, they say that 1% of Americans are in ideal cardiovascular health, but with all of the education, the resources, the advocates that we have in the community, we're able to increase that statistic and make a healthier Delaware and a healthier nation.
Right. How important is diet as well? You know, obviously we're talking about walking and exercising, but you maintain a good diet before you know, your leaky valve was discovered. I assume
Right.
you maintain one as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at my situation, I had a very healthy heart. It was just the aortic valve was diseased, and it was probably something that I was born with. But in terms of diet, it is extremely important. We need to do a better job as a society to cut out sodium intake and sugars. And if you do those two things, that's half the battle.
Was your heart issue, was it discovered per chance? I mean, was it a routine checkup, or were you having symptoms, or what was it that brought you to the doctor?
Well, it was unusual because I really didn't have any major symptoms, and it was really annual physical that brought me to that situation. And actually, the physician was very attentive, and he listened to my heart, and he discovered the heart valve problem and through a heart murmur.
Wow.
So
it was no symptoms. You were feeling fine.
I was feeling fine.
Wow. Is Bill's case, is that something fairly common from what you hear from the American Heart Association? People like, you know, who are healthy, who are active, suddenly have an issue where all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, you know, I got to have heart surgery. Is that something out of the ordinary as far as the
Absolutely. Everyone presents differently with symptoms, so just having that annual physical routine, then you can find out what is normal and what may not be so normal. So it's just important to check with your doctor, getting all of the routine exams, blood tests to find out if you are on that path to be having a cardiovascular disease.
That's great. Now, what about teams for the Heart Walk? Can you form a team? I mean, because sometimes that's the fun part, to show up with a bunch of people, a bunch of friends. Is that something that you do? And we're looking at pictures from, I guess this is the Heart Walk a year ago.
Yes, absolutely.
But, you know, there's strength in numbers.
Yes.
So would you encourage people to show up with friends?
Yeah, so we have over 40 companies that have teams, so it's their employees rallying together as a company to make it fun, as well as community teams, which are built of friends and family. So it's fun to have that competition against the other teams that are participating, but we do encourage people to form a team, and they can do that online.
And it can be life-changing when you show up at an event like this. You see all the people who are participating, and you know, you can walk away from there with a different mindset than when you showed up, can't you?
Absolutely, and we acknowledge the survivors, which is kind of special.
Oh, that's nice.
It's,
as you are.
I
somewhat.
am. That is correct. Yes.
Okay. And will you show up with your family, or will it just be?
I will show up with my family and my company's team, WSFS Bank. So we're excited about the event.
Is it scary to think about if you hadn't gone to the doctor with this, hadn't discovered this problem? What could have happened if you were not vigilant about your own health?
Absolutely. My heart valve was leaking badly, so they said that if I hadn't gone in for open heart surgery within that 2-week period after it was discovered, I probably would have been in the emergency room.
Wow.
So I was very fortunate, and I've taken that, and that's why I'm teaming up with the American Heart Association. I want to give back to an organization that has put so much in effort in terms of research and development.
So you are now, what, 54, 55? How old are you now?
I'm going to be 56 this year.
Well, you look great. And what is your diet, exercise regimen now?
So I run 4 to 5 times a week, anywhere from 3 to 5 miles. I also do some mountain biking just as cross training.
Okay. And you feel great?
I feel great.
All right. Well, great. Yeah. Well, once again, September 12th is the event at Bellevue State Park. Jill, you'll be there.
Yes.
Bill, you'll be there. Thank you very much. And come on out and support the event. And it's a wonderful event. And, you know, maybe I'll get in better shape as well. I need to get in better shape. But anyway, it's wonderful. Thank you. We'll take a quick break. Delaware Perspective continues when we come right back. Stay with us.